Hello and welcome. In the left corner, we have a little scrap piece of walnut. In the right corner, we have a Johnston & Murphy Milton cap toe. That doesn't fit me perfectly. You can see there's a little excess material here. It's not bespoke. It's just a lovely little dress shoe here that I like to wear. Now, leather soles. I've discussed this in a separate video where I say I don't treat my leather soles because I don't think it's necessary. And I got a lot of this exactly typed out like that. People seem to lash out because it didn't fit their perceptions of what we should do with leather soles. So I want to talk about that again. I did some more research. Let's start with my contact with manufacturers. Now, people are going to discard this information because it's from the manufacturer, but it's worth discussing. So, two U.S. manufacturers, and the first one I contacted said, it depends on your preferences, where you live, but our leather soles are designed to be comfortable and breathable. And they basically said they didn't feel it was necessary to treat the soles as they come from factory. Now, people are going to say, well, that's because they, want to resole them. All right. So I contacted another manufacturer and they said something similar. They're like, we can't answer that because you haven't told us where you live or how you use your shoes, but please be advised. And they had this big legal document at the end of, we're not responsible for slip, trips, or falls. Basically saying, once you treat your sole, you're on your own. And they made it sound, I'm not a lawyer, but they made it sound like they're not liable for what happens when you're wearing your shoes, even if you don't treat your sole. So I don't know. It was not the most fun I've ever had reading a book. It's not like, ooh, this is better than Harry Potter. So let's talk about some treatments that are out there and what you're going to do. So there are a few things to consider. One is traction, speaking of legal documents. The other is comfort, so how cushy they are, and flexibility. I kind of put cushiness. Is that the right word? how cushiony the material is, and flexibility in kind of the same boat. Then there's durability, and then there's breathability. Okay, so these are the four little things that I'm going to discuss that may be more complicated than this, but let's just talk about these things for now. So one of the products that they sell is just like a hardening oil. Now that's like BLO, right? Boiled linseed oil, where, we use this in woodworking. I'm a woodworker. I do a lot of I make woodworking. I make handmade furniture, okay? End tables, shelves, all sorts of fun things. Now, this is just a piece of scrap, and when you treat something with BLO, a hardening oil, it hardens the material and it can give it some color. So it's kind of like a stain hardening agent, but the humidity, as in the air, just seeps right. It just goes right past that. Okay. It's just from decades of experience. It's just that's what's understood when you're using a boiled linseed oil product. It's not going to prevent moisture from getting into your wood. That's why you get the expansion and contraction. All right, we're moving on. What happens when you apply that to your sole? You're not going to stop all breathability, so it'll still be breathable. It should, unless it's going to crack, be more durable because it's harder. It's harder, right? So you're going to get less flexibility, and that may equate to less comfort. It depends on your foot and how you walk and a lot of things. And breathability was this finger previously. What about traction? That was the first thing. So is it going to improve or decrease traction? Probably decrease. It's hard to say. Again, it depends on your situation. So it's a trade-off. You can see where I'm going with this. Is waterproofness and durability more important, or in this case, durability more important than breathability and traction? What about these other products that are an oil hardening agent where they add a waterproofing agent? Then you're sacrificing breathability as well. I don't have an answer. Okay, so for the general populace, for me, I park in covered car garages, take the elevator down, walk across a covered street. It's not even a street. It's kind of like an alleyway. Very populated, to, the office. It's like, why? I don't need, you can see I've actually walked through water. You can see all the water damage, staining right here. I don't know if it's damage, just staining. So I walked through the water with this, but I'm not terribly concerned about it. I'm not terribly concerned about durability. I'm more concerned about breathability than waterproofness. I'm more concerned about traction than durability. And comfort, flexibility. Yeah. So for me, it's I'm still not going to treat my soles. I don't care what products are out there. I'm not going to do it. But there are other people out there who will walk on rainy roads or who will do a lot of walking on sidewalks, asphalt, dirt roads. I don't know what you guys are walking through, and you guys might want a harder sole. So you can see how it really depends. It really depends. Just be aware of what you're getting into. It's interesting to start the discussion, at least, that these people selling sole treatments, maybe you don't need to buy them. Just a thought, or apply them. Other things that I've seen people do, and I'm not recommending this, is I've also seen people say that they can use like these leather waterproofing sprays and spraying it on your sole. To me, that's a red flag straight away, because with a spray, isn't that going to contaminate your beautiful handcrafted Italian calfskin upper? So, even I hear other things like that. I'm not sure if I would really buy into any other products that aren't specifically made as like leather sole shoe treatments. So interested to read your comments. Still, it'll probably be the same thing. We hate you. That's fine. You can hate me for saying maybe you don't need to buy these products. And be sure to visit the Amazon link in the description below. That's my Amazon shop. I make a few pennies if anybody buys anything from that shop. And I can use all the pennies I can get being, trying to fund this YouTube channel. I'm excited to read your comments. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon so you can get notifications when I upload. And you can visit my other channels. I have a new channel called The Vintage Golfer, where I go through some what I think are interesting older golf clubs. I just went golfing this week, actually, at Stone Mountain Golf Course. Fun golf course. Maybe that's a discussion for a separate video. Thank you so much for watching. My name is John Hobby.